guys? It's Will here from W.T.F Car Reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the 2019 Mazda CX-9 Grand Touring. Alright guys, before we start, I just want to give a huge thank you to Tyrone Square Mazda here in St. Petersburg, Florida for making this review possible. These guys have a really kind staff. I recommend anybody in the Florida area to come check these guys out if you're looking for a new car, and I'll leave all their information below. So, for those of you guys who don't know, the CX-9 has been Mazda's midsize SUV since 2006, and surprisingly, that first generation Mazda CX-9 ended up lasting for a decade. It was in production until 2016, until Mazda updated the vehicle to this new second generation CX-9. Now, in 2013, there was a facelift for the CX-9, which did give it more updated styling, and it did have a similar overall front end to what we see here for the second generation. But this second generation CX-9 that was released in 2016, 2017 is on an all new platform. But let's jump right in. So over here, you're gonna notice up front, we're gonna see that this vehicle has a gorgeous white metallic paint. I don't know if you guys can pick it up through the sunlight, but you can take a step back here, check out these LED projector beam headlights. These lights are adaptive, so when you turn the steering wheel, these lights also do turn to help you see the road much better. But on the outside, you can notice your daytime running strip. They do look really nice. We'll check those out once we start this car up. But as we come down over here, you can notice your parking sensors. This vehicle does have 360 sensing, and it does work very well. Down here, no active airflow, unfortunately. It would be nice if you had a little bit for your brakes, but down here, you can notice you do have an LED fog light. But continuing over here, you can notice your grille. I like these silver panels. I like how it's not all chrome. However, the new style grille with the black contrast to this chrome and the white paint would look really good. But over here, you can see your Mazda badge over here. It is very nice. And the chrome on the outside, I'm usually not a fan of the chrome, especially with this white paint. But considering what this chrome trim looks like with the other colors, I definitely can't give them a minus. But it would be nice to have a black grille that contrasts this white paint. But overall, still definitely dig the styling. You have plenty of airflow for this 2.5 liter turbo engine. And down here, you can tell you got your airflow for your intercooler. But that's about it for the front end. We can take a little step back right here. But let's go and check out this wheel and tire setup. So over here, we got our 20-inch rims. They are going to be gunmetal gray. They are very nice design with the spokes, how they are uneven and just designed very angled. But as far as tires, they are going to be wrapped in Ironman RB SUV tires. I've never heard of this tire setup, but they are pretty large compound. They're going to be wrapped in 255/50 R20 tires. So pretty large wheel and tire setup. It should be pretty well gripped with this SUV with its all-wheel drive system. But you can notice you got your flat black trim on the outside. It doesn't add to the styling, but for people that do take this car off-road, it's going to protect your paint from any rock chips. But down here, you can notice you do got chrome trim along your running board. Up top, you got your smart access for the driver and the front passenger. No smart access for the rear, but that's to be expected. Over here, we do get blind spot monitoring, and the glass is very large for your mirror, which is color matched. But up top, we do get these little plastic things for the roof rails that you can install for this SUV, and our windows are tinted pretty darkly. But over here, we don't get a push to open gas tank. I'll show you guys where the latch is once we go inside. And continuing over here, very nice rear taillight design. It definitely looks very cool with this projector-ish style reverse light. Big fan of that, and I hope you guys can pick up this white metallic color because it looks really good. Down here, you got your CX-9 all-wheel drive badge. Over here, more chrome trim that connects your taillights. Again, it would be nice if this piece was blacked out. I think it would actually help the styling on this white SUV with your Sky Active Technology badge over here. But that's about it. You got your parking sensors down over here with your tow hooks when you take off these little covers. But as far as the exhaust tips, these are real exhaust tips, no covers. They're not the largest tips, but they are still real exhaust tips, no outside covers. But we'll take a step back, check out the rear end styling one last time, and let's start this CX-9 up and hear how she sounds. Alright guys, so that was of course the sound of the 2.5 liter turbo 4-cylinder sold by Mazda for the CX-9. So let's pop this hood and check it out. So the hood's not the easiest to access, and unfortunately we do not get struts. So to deal with the prop rod, you lift it up, find where to go, where it goes, there you go. So overall, here you have it guys. Here's your 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. The engine is kind of pushed to the left pretty well to offset the weight of the battery on the driver's side. Not sure why they do that for the American market, but this is a Japanese vehicle, so when the driver's on that side, the battery will help being on this side. But regardless, you can see that you do have a cross support above your strut towers. This will aid your stiffness of your chassis and overall handling. But there you have it. For this setup, you're going to be making about 227 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. Expect 0 to 60 to be around 7 seconds. Not a bad time for this midsize SUV. As we go inside, you'll check out the luxury. It's very impressive, but this engine definitely gets this vehicle out of its own way very impressively. But we'll shut this hood right now. You guys can check out the process. Take one last step back. Very nice styling, guys. But let's check out the interior on this 2019 Mazda CX-9. All right, guys, so stepping inside the CX-9, you're gonna notice up top, no leather trim for the Grand Touring trim. That's gonna be coming on your Signature Edition. But over here, still soft touch material to be expected with some more soft touch. Contrasted trim, it is gonna have a different overall color. Not sure if you can pick it up to the camera, but that's more of like a little chocolate color. Down here, more soft touch leather trim, very softly padded, very impressive. Armrest, super padded, super high quality, one of the softer armrests. I don't know if you can actually pick up how soft it really is. But as far as over here, you get a leather wrap grab handle with stitching, very impressive quality. Power one touch on all 4 windows. We'll pop this window down, press it one time, see it goes down. One time, pull it up, see it goes up. So power one touch in the front, you can check out. You do get dual pane front windows. That is gonna definitely help with keeping the interior of this vehicle nice and quiet. But continuing down over here, we're gonna start getting some harder touch materials. Very good storage though, however, and it is rubberized in the bottom, so your stuff's not gonna be flying around. And a nice little area where you can throw a 12-ounce bottle. But all in all, guys, this area is gonna be wrapped in piano black with some silver on the outside. Over here, you got some metallic gray. That's a cool little trim. You don't see that too often. As far as the door handle, very good resistance, aluminum door handle with some aluminum trim around it. But that's about it for the door panel, guys. Let's check out these seats. No nameplate over here, but that is an option on this vehicle. As far as the seat controls, very high quality aluminum, really impressive. You got your lumbar controls right here and your memory seats right here. But as far as the seats, you got your beautiful Napa leather seats, very soft, very comfortable. You got your perforated leather right here, which allows them to be heated and cooled, and the heated and cooled functions work really well. We got the cooled seats on right now because it's about 95 degrees right now in beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida, and they work incredibly. Let's take a step inside and check it all out. So let's just lower these air settings so you guys can hear a little bit. But okay, overall, here you have it, guys. First thing you notice is the steering wheel. So it's going to be no flat bottom steering wheel to be expected with a midsize SUV, but it's going to be pretty thick, not the thickest steering wheel. It's going to feel pretty similar to the CX-5, which is a still very impressive steering wheel. But overall, guys, your steering wheel controls, you got your sound settings over here with your voice commands. You got your radar cruise control and overall cruise control settings. Horn over here does feel very nice on the outside. Press it. Pretty aggressive horn to be expected with the midsize SUV. To the left over here, you got your traction control settings. You can turn off your lane keep assist. Press this button right here. You got a front-facing camera, as you guys can check out right here. Not the best resolution. The resolution definitely has gotten better by 2021, and I can't wait to see this next generation over here in 2022. They're gonna make some really impressive updates, guys. But over here, also you got your tailgate release. You also get to turn off your parking sensors if you would like to for some reason. But down here, you got your gas tank release and you got your hood release right here. But as far as turn signals, same design as the CX-5. They look pretty nice. They fit your hand very well. They feel pretty high quality, not quite as high quality as the new Hyundai Kia products though. But up top for the dashboard, very soft touch material, very nice. This vehicle does have the optional Bose sound system and it sounds really good. Also, we got the heads up display if you guys can pick it up over here, and it does have traffic sign recognition too, so it tells you when the stop sign's coming up and all that. Very impressive, very good luxury feature. This vehicle has automatic braking, so you're gonna arrive to your destination safe and sound. As far as the gauges over here, pretty straightforward. You got your 6,300 RPM redline. However, this vehicle does not shift at 6,300 RPM. To keep the vehicle in its sweet spot in terms of power band, your shifts are gonna be happening between 5 and 5,500 RPM when you're flooring this vehicle. But next to it, you got your miles per gallon indicator. You got your speedometer goes to 160. You got a bunch of adjustments over here. You press this info button. You can change all these settings. I'll let the owner of this vehicle, of course, set it up to his liking. Next to it, you got your gas gauge, digital gas gauge, so you can see how many miles you have till E. You got your coolant temperature right here. You got your gas gauge over here that tells you how much gas you got left without digital display. Right here next to it, you got your start-stop button. I'm not sure if you guys can pick it up, but it's right there. Wiper settings, this vehicle does have rain sensing wipers. This vehicle also has a heated steering wheel. I will move these vents out of the way if you guys are having trouble hearing. But heated steering wheel, you got your heated seats, cooled seats. We're blasting those right now. Very useful, very helpful too. Very high quality controls over here. Very good weight resistance. Mazda definitely knocked that out of the park. Down here, huge storage capability. You can fit probably like 3 landline phones in there. Very large capability. You got your gear selector right here for your 6-speed auto transmission. Pull it back, pull it to the left. You got your manual shift modes. Pull it back, you're going up a gear. Pull shift forward, you're going down a gear. That's the way they're supposed to be. But we'll throw it into reverse for a second. You guys can check out the backup camera. So not the best resolution. You turn the wheel, no trajectory, but you do get your guidance markers, of course. Down here, you got your sport mode. Only sport and normal mode. So you push it forward one time, you're in sport. Pull it back one time, you are in normal mode. We'll put it back into park. You can see you got your electronic parking brake right here, right next to it. This is your dial display controller, so you can adjust all your display. You can see that this vehicle does have a touchscreen. Not the most responsive touchscreen, definitely not as modern as some other vehicles in the segment. But by 2021, Mazda has definitely upgraded their infotainment setup. We got the 10.25-inch display that we reviewed in the 2021 CX-5. And that's definitely an upgrade compared to this, but for 2019, it's still nice that you get this. You still get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and everything you would ever want or need. But when you press this home button right here, you can see that you go to your overall display setting. You got your communication, so you can see your messages and your phone calls. Nav's over here, your overall settings are over here. Entertainment, application. So we got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, of course. We're not going to go into it too much. Let's throw it back into the navigation. Oops, almost dropped the phone. But we'll throw it back into the navigation. You can see over here, this is going to be nice for your passengers because they can adjust the music and turn off the volume and skip songs or whatever to their liking without having to be inconvenienced. But over here, you get your cup holders. They are going to be rubberized. You can fit just about any size cups you would want. And over here for the center console too, very soft leather, very impressive console. Definitely a thumbs up for Mazda. You open it up right here. Very nice size over here. It's not as deep as it was in the CX-5, but you can still probably fit 5 or 6 cans with no problem. But over here, you got 2 USBs next to an aux jack with an SD card slot over here. But check out the glove box real quick. It is damped and it is lined with felt. It is pretty large. You can probably fit 8 to 10 license plates. Not the largest glove box, but large enough. Over here, you got that same brown trim. Not the softest, but it's definitely a soft touch plastic, and I like how it contrasts this black interior with a little bit of chocolate. But that's about it for the front seat. You can check out over here. You do get your sunglass holder. You got your little sunshade with a little bit of a pocket over here. So if it's sun's gleaming into your face, you can adjust it over here and have a little bit of extra sliding capability. But over here, you got your sunroof. No moonroof, but it still lights up your cabin pretty well. Over here, you do get a frameless mirror, which is nice. You got garage settings over here too, and it is power dimming. But that's about it for the front seat, guys. Let's check out the back, see how much space is offered back there, and see how high quality the materials are overall. All right, guys, stepping in the back seat, you can see we got some really nice tints for the back seat and the rear hatch. These are really dark. They may be aftermarket, but stepping inside over here, oh, we got the sunshade on. That definitely probably has something to do with why they were so dark. But over here, you got some soft touch plastic for where your passenger's arm will often rest. Obviously, because of the sunshade, this little frame area is going to be hard plastic. Let's see if we get some dual paned rear windows. We do not, but the window is still very thick glass. Not very nice to have. But to continue down this whole area, of course, soft touch. More soft touch over here. This is going to be that brown beige material, that chocolatey color. It is nice, very nice contrast, but I don't know if you can pick it up through the camera with the sun gleaming on this door panel. But over here, you got some very soft touch trim for where your arm will often hit with a really, really soft armrest. So the materials or the areas that you're going to be touching the most, they really thought it through in terms of softness and comfort. As far as the grab handle, it's also going to be wrapped with stitched leather. You got that same aluminum trim on the outside with your aluminum door handle. Great weight resistance here too, very nice quality. Lock button with more aluminum over here. Down here, we're going to start getting some hard touch plastic, of course, with your window control wrapped in piano black with aluminum trim on the outside. As far as storage, you can fit a huge bottle in here. Definitely thought it through with storage. Your passengers are going to definitely appreciate that. You could probably fit a couple sandwiches in here too. Very impressive. No nameplate, of course, but that is an option. As far as the seats, it's also Nappa leather seats, very soft, very nice quality seats, perforated, which is nice because you're going to have rear seats that are heated. Very nice touch. They do slide. You're going to have basically infinite range, which is going to definitely help your third row passengers because this is a mid-size SUV. Most mid-size SUVs are not known for the third row comfort, but let's step inside, see how much space we got in the back seat. So back here, I got a ton of space. I'm 6 feet tall sitting behind my seat settings. I got at least like 3-4 inches of space before my knees would start to hit. And the leather does continue for the back of the seats. Very high quality touch. Not only do we get a mat pocket back here for both seats got mat pockets, but both seats have 2 mat pockets. So I got one over here and I got one over here. So I could put 2 laptops in here. I could have huge storage capability in the back seat of your Mazda CX-9. But anyway, over here you got your heated seats. Nice to have. Full 3rd zone climate too. Very nice touch for a vehicle that starts around $37,000. But your vents are over here. Of course, you can adjust them to your liking. No USBs or USB-Cs, unfortunately, but not a big deal. You can check out your center console right here. Of course, you got your cup holders. Not rubberized, unfortunately, but they still do the job. You open it up right here. Here you got your 2 USBs. Finally, you got your very nice felt-lined storage. You could probably fit 3 iPhones in here, I would say. Very nice storage size. Definitely a thumbs up for Mazda. As far as armrest, that was a little loud. But as far as the armrest, very soft armrest, very impressive. We'll throw it back over here. But as far as the seat adjustments, you can see that's how far up it goes. It goes up really far. You pull this little latch. We're in the farthest back setting right now, and you can see how much legroom I have. Really impressive. But you can move it forward if you want, so the 3rd row will have space. We'll move it to about this level. So this is still a comfortable level for the 2nd row, you guys can see. And we'll see how much space I have in the 3rd row sitting with settings like this in the 2nd. But let's do exactly that. I'll step out here right now. So to get into the 3rd row, you're gonna have to pull this latch right here, and you're gonna see that the seat folds forward. But unfortunately, the seat doesn't pop up. I do wish that it did. I'm gonna try right here, actually. So if you pull this latch over here, okay, there we go. So you pull this latch up top. You guys saw the differences. So this is what you're gonna be using to get into the 3rd row. So now I have a decent amount of space to get in here, actually. So take a step, take a seat, pull the seat back to where it was before, and wow, no way, actually. Are you kidding me? That's actually a ridiculous amount of space. So for a 3rd row, I'm 6 feet tall, sitting with space that I had back there. I could push this back further because I have more space right now in the 3rd row than I did in the 2nd. So definitely a usable 3rd row. Really impressive. I was not expecting that. My mom used to have the Acura MDX. It had 0 space in the 3rd row. My dad had the Ford Explorer, basically 0 space in the 3rd row. This vehicle is better than both of them in terms of 3rd row space. And it's definitely assisted because of the infinite range you get in the 2nd row, but definitely impressed with this 3rd row in terms of space. In terms of quality, everything's gonna be hard plastic, to be expected. The cup holders over here are not rubberized, but in terms of space, definitely impressive. In terms of seat comfort, nice leather seats. Not gonna be as comfortable as the 2nd and 1st row, but still very comfortable seats. Really impressive 3rd row space. You guys see it. I definitely can't complain. Let's hop out of here, check out the trunk space, and take this car out for a drive. But okay, shut this door right here. Let's pop this trunk. So pull it back right here. Very nice. And the opening, very large. And since we have so much 3rd row space, you're not going to have the most trunk space with a 3rd row up, because again, we're going to have to be making compromises since again this is a mid-size SUV. Down here you get a little bit of extra storage, which is nice. You can fit a couple little trays of stuff, maybe a couple laptop computers. You're not going to be able to fit shopping trips in here, but for the extra miscellaneous things, definitely more than good enough. To drop the seats, you pull this latch. Well, before we pull this latch, let's try to find a way to get these headrests down. Okay, we're not going to be able to do that. So just pull this latch. Oh, okay, it does it for you right here. So pull it up, drop it, watch the headrest. As soon as I pull the latch, boom, that's pretty cool. But there you have it. And there's a 2nd row seat. Very impressive amount of space, guys. You pull those 2nd rows down, you can easily fit like a 75-inch TV back here with no issue whatsoever. Very impressive. We'll press this button right here, shut the trunk, take a step back, watch the process, check out the overall styling on this 2019 Mazda CX-9. But that's about it for the exterior and the interior. Let's take this car out for a drive. All right, guys, so now we just about seen everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the 2019 Mazda CX-9. Let's take it out for a drive. And my first impressions right away is, compared to the CX-5 that we just reviewed, the steering is way longer. It still has a solid amount of feel. For this segment, it definitely has more feel than a lot of vehicles that I've driven. But in terms of steering length, just to make a 90-degree turn, you got to turn the wheel a lot. But as far as pickup, just barely stepping on the gas, going to about like 2,700 RPM, you get the speed just about effortlessly. This vehicle has very good pickup, very good torque low end, thanks to this turbocharged 4-cylinder. But got a little bit of open road, And if you guys can see on the heads up display, it does tell me there's a stop sign in my face, which is cool. But stepping out about half throttle, wow, very good acceleration. Really impressive. And once you hit the speed limit, it does start beeping at you, which is pretty cool. It definitely, it's gonna help you not get some speeding tickets down the road. But this steering wheel, no paddle shifters. The only way you're gonna be shifting manually is gonna be with your little slapstick over here, but throwing it in through these turns, just in normal mode on the brakes. Brakes feel a little washy, steering feels very good, very direct steering. It's just very long. I wish it wasn't so long of steering, but not a big deal. But okay, coming back out here, stepping the gas about halfway right here. Wow, really strong. That's impressive. And you got a nice little rumble. I wonder if you could turn off that traffic sign recognition, because if it's gonna be beeping at me every single time I cross the speed limit by 1 mile per hour, that can get a little bit annoying. But throwing it through these turns for a mid-size SUV, you have a really impressive handling vehicle. Does it handle quite as good as the new MDX? I'm not sure. The MDX also handles very good for a mid-size SUV, but this vehicle definitely does its job as well. But okay, daily acceleration about a quarter throttle. There we have it, guys. Really smooth, really nice pickup, and you get to speed very well. It's very smooth, it's enjoyable. It has a nice little rumble noise to it too. Almost like a Subaru Boxer engine. Very similar, very comparable. I like this SUV. It's not the fastest. Don't expect it to be the fastest. 0 to 60 is gonna be around 7 seconds. So the acceleration is gonna be definitely doable. Definitely competitive acceleration, but check this out. The steering is really long. To make these turns, you gotta turn the wheel really, really far. So almost like a truck in terms of steering length, but in terms of steering feel, definitely impressive for modern day. And hitting those speed bumps, it doesn't feel quite as like stiff and as nimble as the CX-5 did. That vehicle was a little bit more sporty, but to be expected. This is a larger vehicle. This is meant to be more of a family hauler, whereas the CX-5 is meant to be more of a best of both worlds. But all right, let's take a step out over here. Again, lean into it about halfway. See, it does pick up really well. We'll ignore that speed limit sign because we're not gonna break the rules by too much. But again, you're gonna have to get used to that. You may actually turn it off long term, because if you're gonna be somebody that drives within the speed limit, it's kind of annoying to constantly hear that beeping noise. Don't be breaking the rules all the time, guys. Don't be speeding dangerously. Don't ever speed when you see people on the road. You never know who has kids in the car or anything like that. But on an open road, you want to let it loose every now and then. It's kind of annoying when you got to hear that little ding, 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 ding. But regardless, oh my gosh, already I'm going 28 miles per hour. Calm down. But regardless, we'll check it out in these speed bumps right here. We'll slow down a little bit. Boom. Very composed. You do hear the bumps a little bit. This is a used vehicle. This is a 2019. Okay, we're turning that off. I don't know if that turned it off, but we got to figure something out. That's kind of annoying. But all right, guys, we'll step out over here, throw the car into sport mode, see if anything changes up. So immediately, the throttle response definitely feels much stronger. You're about to hear the speed. There it is. As soon as you touch the speed limit, the traffic sign recognition kicks in. Do I like that? Absolutely not. That's kind of annoying. But throwing it through these turns over here, it feels really nice. Even in sport mode, the steering feels very good for a mid-size SUV. And being in sport, you are going to be holding the revs, but coming out of the turn, boost, a little bit of torque steer. I don't understand how it's possible with this four-wheel drive system. Maybe I'm imagining it, but I'm telling you, as soon as that boost kicks in, I'm feeling a little bit of play in the steering wheel. Is it a big deal? Absolutely not. It's not like I'm fighting the steering wheel for dear life, like I guess the Mazda Speed 3 back in the 2010s. But you are feeling a little bit of torque steer. I'm not going to pretend like you're not. But the acceleration feels very strong nevertheless. Through the turns and through the twisties, it feels really good, really nimble and fun. But okay, on the gas halfway, whoop, there it is. You can't even have any fun with this car because of that stupid traffic sign recognition. So first thing I would do if I bought this car, definitely turn that feature off. Maybe buy a radar detector. Even a radar detector goes off way less than this. And I know that's a big complaint with radar detectors, is that people don't like how they're always constantly going off. But I personally think that this is significantly more annoying. But we got a little bit of open road. After that stop sign, actually, we'll try to do an acceleration off the line. But all right, guys, we got a little bit of an open road. We'll do a little bit of a brake boost off the brake. Boom. Okay, very strong, guys. Boom. This thing flies a little bit. All right, slowing down on the brakes. Barely any body roll. It feels really nice. But that's about it in terms of performance driving, especially with this traffic sign recognition constantly yelling at me. We'll play by the rules a little bit. But other than that, very impressive SUV, great luxury. Look at this, 31. Okay, Mazda, we got to figure something out here. That's the biggest negative I have ever had in a car review, is this traffic sign recognition. But I can't even speak, guys. But other than that, guys, outside of the traffic sign recognition, very impressive car. I love the way it drives. I love the way that this motor sounds too. It definitely picks up power very impressively too. So definitely a thumbs up for Mazda for the CX-9 overall. They do need to work on that traffic sign recognition system. You can blame me for constantly going 1 mile over the speed limit, but come on, guys. When you're driving, you shouldn't be consistently driving below 5 miles per hour under the speed limit, and that's the only way to avoid having that thing beeping at you 24/7. So we got to definitely figure something out in terms of that. But other than that, the car is great. It drives fantastically, great ride quality, very good power pickup, and definitely nothing to complain about as a vehicle overall. Huge thanks to Tyrone Square Mazda for making this review possible. Great group of guys. They always help me out when it comes to reviews. But all in all, guys, really impressive SUV. I love the way it drives. The only complaint I have, of course, is the traffic sign recognition, which you're going to probably hear any second now, because in order to avoid it, you have to consistently drive under the speed limit, which that's just not right. The people behind you aren't going to be appreciative. So if it's a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit, the only way to avoid hearing the beeps is to go below 30 miles per hour. So as soon as you hit 31, it's beeping at you. That's a huge negative in my opinion, but the vehicle is fantastic. It drives great. It's very isolated from the road. You don't really hear any bumps. You don't feel any bumps really. You don't really hear any wind noise or road noise. All you hear is that traffic sign recognition. But guys, all in all, very impressive vehicle. Huge thanks to Tyrone Square Mazda for making this review possible. Great group of guys. I would definitely suggest anybody in the Florida area that's looking for a new car or used car. These guys have a great selection of used cars. The way they mark up their cars, well, I wouldn't want to say mark up the car, the way they price their cars is they go on Blue Book, they see what the car is worth, and they slash a couple $1,000 off of the vehicle's worth. A lot of other dealers in the area, or not just in the area, a lot of other dealers, they try to sell you above Blue Book cars, and it's your responsibility to negotiate the deal under the Blue Book price. But that's not the case with these guys. They're definitely looking out for their customers. They're one of the best dealerships in the area, and I would definitely suggest anyone to check them out. But other than that, guys, I had a great time making this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you already subscribed, thank you so much. You know, I have endless gratitude for all the subscribers. The channel's just not possible without you guys. I hope you know that. But if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. But other than that, thank you again so much for watching, and I hope all you guys have a great day.